What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
We're back again for another Free Agent Friday, and today I've got Sharon Boschi with me. How's it going, Sharon?
It's going great. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate
Thanks
you
for having
jumping
me.
on.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Start off with your college experience and any degrees that you might have.
I went to University of Delaware. I was on the dance team there, and I graduated, a while ago in business. And then I went back later to National University, and I got my MBA in global business. So, and that was funny because it was kind of on the cusp of when online learning was just about starting. And now that's what everybody does. So I got in a little early with that. Yeah. Cause the school's in San Diego. So I would do most of it online, but I'd go out there every now and then, which was not horrible because San Diego's beautiful.
Not a bad spot to go.
And graduated out there, and I was like, why am I not living out here? So, but yeah, so that was interesting to get in on the cusp of when entities were just starting to do that online learning process. So
it's really cool how it's developed, and I never went to college, so I've thought about doing that at some point. And you can pretty much go to any school now.
Yep. I know. I lived near Rice University, and they were offering $25 classes.
Wow.
And a lot of it was geared towards interviewing, resume, things like that. Yep. Very interesting. I was like, $25 for Rice? Sure, take it. Yeah. I've taken Spanish there. I've taken different things. I used to work there, so I've taken a couple continuing ed classes there. They're great. They're great.
Yeah, it's always good. Now I'm at that point where I want to continue to educate myself, so might do that. When did you decide that you wanted to get into sports?
I don't know if I decided. My dad's a huge sports guy, and I grew up, I do have a brother, believe it or not. And, but I was such a tomboy. So, we would watch boxing together, and I just always loved sports. I played sports in school. When I went into college, I really wanted to get into kind of sports medicine. And I did go into, I worked in cardiology, I worked in orthopedic surgery. So I've worked in rehabilitation on that side of it. And after doing that, I kind of was like, that's when I decided doing that a couple of years. That's what moved me down to Houston. I ended up getting a job at Methodist Hospital in cardiology, cardiac rehabilitation to be specific. And after doing that a few years, I worked in device sales, the medical sporty side of things. And then I went back and got my MBA. And after that, that's when I was kind of like, let me just test and see what's out there. And during that time too, I was also a dancer in the MBA. So I was on the team side of things. And then I got to work with the doctors as well. But I got a job at Rice. Coach Todd Graham hired me at Rice as his assistant for the football program. And that's kind of where I got my foot more into the operational side of things. And once I was there, I started working with football ops and just doing a lot of different things. It's not a huge program. So, if you can wear many hats, wonderful. But I had the pleasure of working with Tom Herman at the time, and a lot of these coaches now that you'll see at these huge programs. We were just, in our little bubble going and getting Freebird's tacos down the street. So I have stories. I could tell stories. But so then from there, I was there for 2 years. Then I got in with the Texans. And I was there for a long time, 10 years. And then again, team side. And then
what kind of stuff did you do with the Texans?
I did first, it started out, they called it sales and marketing, but then they changed it to corporate development. So it was corporate sponsorships, sales, and they revamped the departments a little bit. My original boss, who's now with the Miami Heat, he was over sales and marketing. And then he left and he went and did the naming rights at the San Francisco 49ers Stadium, the Levi's.
Okay.
So he went and did that, and then worked his way. He had a great background. We hit it off right away. So I still keep in touch with him. He's wonderful. His name's John Vital, and I'll throw him out there. So, and then from there, corporate sponsorships. And then we started taking things in-house, like all our media things, we started doing more in-house instead of outsourcing it, radio, TV. They end up building a broadcast studio. So more and more, you were doing more things in-house that necessarily weren't there in the beginning. So, and that was interesting because you learned a lot. I learned a lot of different things about, you know, how to incorporate other things I may not have been exposed to. So a lot of hands-on, you know, working a stadium, this behind the scenes, what goes into putting on an actual event for 70,000 plus people. It's amazing. I can't sit and watch a sporting event. Like if I go to when I used to go to Astros games, can't go right now. And the whole time I'm sitting there going, okay, they sponsor this. They're on the LED. Oh, they have signage here that, you know.
My problem too. I can't.
Right? You're watching it a whole different way. Same with the Rockets. Like, oh, Acme Brick. We should call them. Things like that. You know, you're right. So who's spending money? That's what you're looking at now. Who's spending money here? So it's just a whole different way of looking at things. So I kind of, you know, the fan aspect, I'm still the fan, but I watch a game very differently than I used to. So
it's more of a business.
I jumped in with the XFL, which I thought I was very excited for it and loved every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm sad that it had its little demise, but it's going to have new life within a week now. August 7th is supposed to be the date for the bidding for the assets.
Nice.
And from what I'm reading or had been reading, ABC and Disney, and then Fox, which were the two people we actually were television wise, that we were on those broadcasts. And that was in conjunction with WWE's contract with Fox and all that. So we had national TV exposure, which was really helpful. And then there was another one that popped up just recently that I'm not surprised about, but I'm interested in. That was the NFL. Was on that list of 30 people. Yeah, interested and viable, you know, money. Yeah. They have money. So I'm interested to see how that works out. But that was a great experience trying to, you know, launch a new team in a new market in such a short amount of time. But, you know, Roughneck wise, we did really well. We have nothing to be ashamed of. We were undefeated. We had our training camp here locally. We were slated to have the championship game here locally. So
what kind of stuff were you involved with them?
We did, all of us, there's so many, there's like 12, 14 of us in the office. So we all did a little bit of everything, but I was marketing and community relations.
Okay. How was your transition going from like the medical side all into sports? Was that a smooth transition?
It wasn't, it was smooth. Yeah. Because, working medically, you had to do a lot of administrative stuff as well. And I also had a lot of connections because, again, like I said, it's funny, I was working at Methodist Hospital, but I was also a dancer in the NBA, and the orthopedic doctors at Methodist were the team doctors. So I remember I was in the hospital and I had we wore lab coats, you know, I had a white lab coat on, and I remember they were like, "Are you that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And so, yeah, it was funny. They were like, "Wait, I'm like, yes, I have a real job. I'm not living on it. I'm not living on an NBA cheerleader, you know, a few bucks a game. No, I have a real job." Yes. So, and they were actually instrumental in helping me. Once they knew me and we became friendly. We're having a storm here, by the way. They actually are the ones that got me from cardiology into orthopedics. So I ended up working with the team doctors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're great, still friendly, still see a lot of the same doctors are still team doctors for the Texans and the local teams around here, the Rockets. So
what's your ideal job that you're looking for?
Yes. If you had to give me right now, if you said you could have one dream job right now, I would love to be involved with Allegiant Stadium in the Vegas market. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the Raiders. Of course, I love football, so that would be amazing. But just the stadium itself, because I love events as well. I do events and sponsorship and all that. They are getting a draft back because they lost out because of COVID. Then they're going to get a Super Bowl. They're getting a Final Four. UNLV plays there, amongst a million other things, once we hopefully get back to some sense of normalcy where people can actually come and go to events or productions. So I think that would just be an amazing experience to try and grow that market and work with all the entities. I know the Raiders, they have people banging their door down to partner with them.
Oh yeah.
Every day they're announcing a new partner. And honestly, I've always really kind of been on the team side of things in implementing contracts and assets and everything. I find it might be a bit of a challenge to be on the actual company side of it or the partner side of it. Because in my experience, what I've learned is a lot of the contracts and the assets just don't get utilized to the best advantage of the partner. Sometimes generally the people that negotiate the contracts aren't the people that implement the contracts. It kind of gets handed down to the person, and it's not their only job to do that. They have a million other things that they need to concentrate on. So as somebody who has a team experience and knows that you start working on this stuff way before the season hits, kind of thing. I think that would be interesting to work with a partner. Say, I'm just going to throw out a name like a Home Depot that does that in the sports world. That is very omnipresent in the sports world, like even in auto racing, different things like that. They value sports sponsorships. So I think that would be honestly my dream job right now.
And even in Vegas, I mean, number one, that stadium is unbelievable. So
we were saying that they should try to partner with Roomba because it looks like a Roomba a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Right? Somebody's got to reach out to them and see if they want to do something. There's got to be like a Roomba thing on the video board, like how they do like the
like
races and stuff. We'll do like a Roomba race with a cat on it or something. Yeah.
So what would you say is your biggest skill that you'll bring to a new position?
Well, again, my background and my connections, but first of all, just the love for it and the knowledge for it. And then I'm really creative. I love to exercise my creativity. I'm very detail oriented as well. And I don't like to procrastinate. I really like to get things done ahead of time. Sometimes, I have to understand not everybody's working at my speed or my pace or my time.
Nobody ever is the problem.
Well, but I'm always willing I'm not the kind of person that will wait for someone to do something. I'll go do it myself. If I'm time's permitting, time's going and I'm like, all right, I really want to get this done. I'm not above, like I said, I'll sweep a floor, I'll empty a trash can. I'm not above anything. I will do it all. I've done it all. So, if it's for the greater good and to make it stand out and to create this amazing experience for whatever your fan base, especially your clients, because they've partnered with you, they've invested in you. You want to make this wonderful and you want them to keep coming back. So whatever I can do to be innovative and do something new and interesting, I do not like to push repeat. That is just, I'll push it twice maybe. And then I'm like, all right, this is boring. We need to come up with something. I need to come up with something new and exciting to do. So within reason, within budget.
Yeah, that's the key.
On budget, that's the key. Or find more money.
How about on the other side? What do you need to work on most?
Work-life balance. Work-life balance. And I'm actually gotten much better with it. If I can get a workout in, I work out every day now because I have time. But if I can get a workout in and just give me my hour to think of everything, think of nothing, I'm a much nicer person. And sometimes you just need that escape. And then I think a lot when I run and I come up with all these things. I really wish I could write stuff down as I run, but I come up with ideas and I see things. So to me, work-life balance. I need to turn this off once in a while and take care of myself better. So, but I'm doing better with it. I really am. I'm doing a lot better with it.
I've always struggled with that, especially when I work from home. When I work from home, I just work I work until I go to bed. And so I'm trying to do a little bit,
a
little bit better with that. So, but how would you define success?
To me, I don't define success by material possessions. When you're younger, you think you want this car, you want the house, you want everything. And as I've gotten older, I realized, I'll tell you, success for me, again, is mental stability. And my health is very important to me. I had an illness and I'm 1,000 times better. So you don't have your health, you really don't have much. And as we all live right now where everybody's getting sick and we're seeing, your health is very important to you. So that's why when I feel good, then I think clearly and then I'm just a happier person. It's not things that make me happy. It's me being just happy in my own skin, me happy being, you know, where I am with my friends, my family. It's just long as I feel like things are on a good plane, then that to me is success.
Very good. I like it. How about you mentioned a couple places. Are you open to relocation?
Yeah, it's just me, so it's easy. I don't even have a plant, so it's easy for me to just pick up and go.
Plant will just die. It's
So
not
easy.
worth it. It's more work than.
Right. My only, I guess my caveat is I really like warm weather.
Me too.
So I've had opportunities. I'm sorry. I don't want to live where it's brutally cold. I'm from Philly originally. So if I'm going to go back to the cold, I'm going to go there because my family's there, you know, all my friends are there. So it's just like, I'll do that. But yes, but honestly, Andrew, for the right position, if I feel it's right, I may go to Fargo, North Dakota. I doubt it, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I would consider it.
Opportunity.
I'll consider it. Yeah, it's a hell of an
Maybe
opportunity.
for like 6 months or a year. I don't know about longer.
I wouldn't stay outside. I'd be so miserable. No, but anyway, yeah. I'm open to anything. I never say never. I'll always take an interview. I'll always take a phone call. You never know. Again, I've had instances where you've spoken with someone, you know that it's not going to work out. But later down the line, you don't know. I've interacted with these same people.
It's a small world.
Yes, it can be. It can be. But it's worked out, you know, as long as you, I guess, you know, put your best foot forward and at least have a nice conversation with someone.
Yeah.
It can work out.
How about a fun personal fact about you?
Fun personal fact about me. Wow. God.
Besides, you don't have any plants.
I have no plants. I kill a cactus. I'm horrible. I have no green thumb at all whatsoever. Like I said, I was dancing in the NBA for 7 years. You knew that. What's a personal fun fact? I'm vegetarian. I'm Italian.
How long have you been a vegetarian for?
25 years.
Wow.
Well, kind of vegan vegetarian.
Yeah.
No meat, no dairy.
I've wanted to go vegan. I just can't seem to get away from steak. So.
Well, I'm in the wrong state for that. Like Texas is meat. So they look at me like I'm crazy, but I did that before I left. And my mother always says, she goes, why did you decide to do that? And I'm like, I went away to college. And again, being Italian, I didn't know that you could buy pasta in a bag or a box. We made it. Like homemade. My grandmother's made. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know cheese came in individually wrapped slices till I was like 16. When you go to the supermarket, right? Because we bought it from the Carlinos on the corner and they sliced it and that's how we got it.
That's
so
funny.
I told her, I said, I went to college and the food was just not like I was used to. So I just kind of stopped eating things here and there. And I said, your cooking was just so good, Mom. I couldn't deal with it anymore. So she's like, okay.
I'm not going to have that. I'm not having anything.
Yeah, she accepted that though. She liked that. She liked that reasoning. So.
Yeah. Well, no, Sharon, I want to thank you for joining me. It was good to get to know you and meet you in a short time, but I'm definitely, I'm confident you're going to be back at it pretty soon. So hang in there and let us know how we can help.
I appreciate it. Yes, please keep in touch.